Necesitamos estampillas que cambien.
Close enough.
You are now tuned in to your number one radio station.
Violent people.
Radio.
Hey there, folks. Welcome to Violent People Radio, episode 36. I'm one of your hosts, Sam. With me, per usual, Dan. No computer Rice. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing great. That was intro take number 2, and it took everything in me not to interrupt you.
That's the huge with you. That is the huge with you. And also, as is typically the case, Chris, how we doing?
Typically the case,
All right.
I'm doing all right.
All right, good. And then with us, we have a special guest as Pat is out being tortured by Jigsaw himself. In his stead, we have Pork. Pork, how you doing?
Thank you for the excellent pronunciation.
I fucking rocked it, guys.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I would
I'm
already
gonna
come on the
avoid saying it
podcast.
again so I don't mess it up. But I'm happy that went
I
all
think
right.
that's a wrap. Let's end
All right,
credits. We
folks.
did it.
Anyone got any plugs before we? No, but I know we had a last minute opportunity here / getting the three of us schmucks to say, hey, who should we be asking on here? What should we be doing right now? Didn't go well. So we put it out into the VP Discord, and you answered the call, which I frankly never would have asked you because I would feel terrible to ask someone at 1 a.m. to be on this show, which you've told us is the case. So you are a hero to us currently.
Yeah, that more than a hero, many are saying.
That's hey. From us. All right. So Dan, you have the flu. That's what you've told me.
I did.
So you're not getting any better.
Maybe never again.
The long COVID is in your brain right now. So I am sorry to hear about that. But we keep trucking. You would like to do some sort of what the fuck's going on with the world, but let's not do that. Let's talk about wrestling that we're watching, because this is officially the wrestling episode since I've watched a shit ton. But I'm not going to start with me because I refuse. So I will give it to our guest who said they watched a good amount this week. What do we got cooking?
Well, a good amount compared to what I usually do. So I watched the Royal Rumble, and that was a bad show that no one should watch.
Yeah, bad show.
Besides Jey Uso winning, which was funny. And I thought Owens versus Cody was good. I enjoyed that, mostly for Owens.
I'm so sorry. Breaking news. Jimmy Butler to the Golden State Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and the protected first-round pick.
Ooh, I don't know if I like that for the Warriors.
I hate it for him.
No, it sucks. I did not know Schroeder got to the Warriors.
You're giving up too much depth there for the Warriors.
Yeah,
You said this was a wrestling episode. I thought it was the NBA episode, so I prepared poorly.
I think we got the right crew for it, though. No, that makes the Warriors worse. Also, when did Schroeder get off the Nets? When did that happen? How did that happen?
I think for the Warriors, higher ceiling, lower floor. They could get a lot better from this, but they could also get a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, best case scenario, Butler goes like playoff mode. Curry is still a top 10 player. You could see something happening, but I wouldn't be confident in them.
Schroeder's been on the Warriors since December. Not that long.
I I don't. I
Okay,
very much don't like that for Miami. Miami are gonna suck.
A great quote from Schroeder here, saying the trade deadline is like modern slavery.
Oh yes, I saw that.
I saw this. Yeah.
That's a rough one.
That's a rough one. All right, interesting stuff.
Means
I'm not going to
KD's
become a Heat fan off this.
Means KD's probably saying on the Suns, which means they're going to continue to be mid.
Yeah, KD did say, "I am not going to team up with the Golden State Warriors." He's
I
done
am not
going
playing with Draymond.
He got what he needed, and now he's like, I don't need any of this. Good for him. Not sure. I've never been to Phoenix, so I'll just assume it's a nice town.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Pretty nice. Chris, you been?
Yeah, I've been to Phoenix once.
What are you doing?
Never been to Phoenix. Currently planning my trip to Milwaukee for later this year. You've been talking up the Greg Marcus lounge piano situation. So
yeah, we're gonna go see Greg.
Exactly. I'm a big Greg fan. Biggest Greg Marcus fan, you know.
Oh, that's actually me. I'm sorry.
Oh shit. Okay. That's fair. All right. What have you been watching? I know Dan rudely interrupted you to talk about Jimmy Butler of all people.
Let's get into it. The Women's Royal Rumble.
Oh, I said worst Rumble since Roman winning. I think it was awful. It's just nothing happened. Women would come in, do 1 minute of move, then just kick in the corner for an hour. Nothing happened.
Yeah, they were talking. They were like hyping up Roxanne Perez in this match because she was the Iron Woman. And
she didn't do anything.
She didn't do anything. Like, she was never on the hard cam. You didn't know. You couldn't. Like, if she was doing anything, you did not see it.
My favorite thing, I love for WWE shows, going on Squared Circle and just arguing with WWE fans. I said, this match would be good if they actually wrestled. And someone replied to me, there's too many people in the ring. They'll all get injured. And that was my favorite excuse. Just awful. And even wrestlers I like Nia Jax, the spot she did, Blue, like it was so, when she's trying to push all the people out of the ring, it looked shit. There was no surprises. I guess Charlotte would time, but everyone knew that. Bad. Really bad.
Well, someone on our Discord excused it by they're well, it's a bunch of untrained, women. Was like, no, it's not. The average experience of this match has got to be close to a decade. All these women have been wrestling for so long. This is just what the company is okay with.
You have to think who produced this match? I'm against matches having producers, but whoever produced this. I didn't love the men's rumble, but at least stuff happened. There were moments. This was nothing.
Yeah, at least the men's rumble had it was formatted like a Royal Rumble instead of just all right, there are 20 people in the ring right now just hanging out in corners. For the first half of the match, there were only 6 people in the ring at a time.
A bit of a spoiler for what else I watched. I watched the 2-hour Iron Man match in GCW this week. Women's Rumble is worse. It is a worse match. And I hated both. I hated both of them. But at least I can kind of respect that the 2-hour Iron Man match was for charity during COVID, for a 24-hour show. I can understand the principle there. There's no reason for this to be this bad. Yeah, so awful. It's the worst match of the year so far.
The year's young. But not good, is what you're telling me?
No, really bad. No one should watch it. And no one will ever watch it again.
Anything else on the docket? You said you watched a 2-hour GCW Iron Man match.
Yeah, I streamed that. Not a fun match to stream. Just really boring to stream.
Why would you do that? What
thought
was
it'd be
the
fun.
thought process?
I thought it'd be funny.
Classic.
And
Classic.
I think
What a
the fact
bit.
that even my girlfriend stopped watching the stream shows how bad it was.
Yeah, I feel like long matches don't play well in that environment, especially when it involves the promotion GCW and Jordan Oliver. But there you go. You do what you gotta do. Oh man.
Yeah.
Presented by Orange Crush. Haven't heard from them in a while.
The drink?
I don't know what the fuck they did. I feel like they did like
It is
art
not the
or
drink,
something.
but I don't know how they haven't been sued.
One could hope. One could hope. Anything else? Or did you watch more in the length versus volume?
No. I watched the DPW show. It's good. It's good. Definitely the best show I watched. Nothing really to go out of your way to watch besides Priest Blackwood. But if you want a show filled of 3 to 2.75 star matches, it was perfectly good. I enjoyed what I watched.
Hell yeah. That's a rousing endorsement based on compared to everything else so far.
And then
What did you
also
think of the tag match? I guess
Which
not
one?
much. The Violence is Forever and Knight and Kushida.
Fine. It's like what you would expect from. Like I've lowered my expectations on what I'll get from a Violence is Forever match, and it was kind of that. It was. I probably gave it 2.75. It's cool. It's nice seeing Kushida wrestle. I don't do it a lot, so. And then the other thing I watched
Violence is
was
Forever. They toast? They cooked?
I've enjoyed Ku's single work, so maybe this as
Yeah.
a
So it's
tag.
Dom just love
Maybe.
Dom. I think totally saw the earth. Is it cooked?
Could be.
Dan,
know.
is it cooked? Dan,
Oh,
don't tell it like it is.
No, he's definitely cooked.
God. You hate to hear it.
Having said that, got to get him on the pod.
Gotta get him in the pod. We can help give him his podcast career. It's his next step.
I remember, like just after COVID ended, I went to see Violence is Forever at a Progress show facing Aussie Open, I think, and my Google Pay wasn't working, so I got a free Violence is Forever sticker. That will always be my memory of Violence is Forever. That was a bad match. I really disliked that match.
Did have Aussie Open in it.
Yeah, but also it's Progress, so they can't use copyrighted songs, so you don't even get, the Cranberries, which is half the point of seeing a Violence is Forever match.
That's true. Yeah, what do they even come out to?
Oh,
just
it
like
was
generic rock.
Watch the Royal Rumble. You'll probably find something.
True.
What else? Anything else on the docket for you?
I watched the two big Damus matches people have been talking about this year. The one in Lucha Memes and then the one in Zara 23, and they're both very good. People should watch them.
Chris, you on that? You already logging that into the? You already got that logged into the roundup?
Not yet.
Not yet. On the docket. Anything else good?
Oh yeah, I watched Jun Kasai and Matu Senga versus Nick Gage and Zandig. That match in BJW they have, which is outside and on fire.
I didn't know this match took place.
This match is great, really good.
God bless. How's that looking for old Nick Gage and Zandig? How's the?
This is from the 2000s, so fine.
Okay, this makes more sense. Thank you for putting a year on it.
Sam, you thought this just happened.
Yeah, I did. I was like, this
Okay.
feels insane that no one's told me about this, but also
The Discord would blow up if that match happened in 2025.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Pat would be calling us from inside the saw trap if that happened in 2025.
Yeah, my girlfriend,
put some stink
my,
on that.
my girlfriend loves Jun Kazai, so I watch a lot of Jun Kazai matches with her.
As a treat.
Yeah.
How nice. How cute. Anything else?
No, I don't watch that much wrestling. I'm not insane.
There we
What do you
go.
think-
They fit right
What do you think
in.
Jun Kasai's favorite Saw movie is?
Oh, 6. Oh no, maybe 3D. 6 or 3D.
Shut the hell
People
up. What
love
the fuck?
3D.
You can't get on this podcast and talk about Saw 3D.
you
That's just
telling me-
not allowed.
Are you telling me Jun Kazai wouldn't love Saw 3D?
No. He's certainly a 10 man, I think.
No, 10 takes way too long to get to the violence.
No. It's John Kramer's the hero. And I think that's something that would really resonate with old Jun Kasai there.
Jun Kasai loves shady medical practices. That's a noted fact. so I don't
This
see
is
that.
true. This is true. Chris, you're something of a saucer and a Jun Kasai enthusiast, I would say.
Yeah.
Where do you land on this?
I might go with Saw 3D, honestly.
Thank you. The people have spoken.
There's something about the 3D aesthetic to me that says Jun Kasai.
He could take the goggles he's always wearing and make one red and one blue, and then perfect.
Well, that's genius.
All right. Moving us along. Chris, what you watching?
So I also watched the Royal Rumble. And my review is also that it was bad.
Well, I'm sorry. Chris Zeldner did say that the men's Royal Rumble was maybe one of the all-time greats.
It was terrible.
No, he didn't.
It's not terrible. I'll defend it a bit. I think it's fine.
Would
Hey,
you say all-time great?
No, he didn't. Did he really?
I think it's
Would we
top
all-
50. I think it's top half.
Well, is it top half all-time great? We're thinking.
It's
That's
not
a low
all-time
bar.
great.
For
I'm
all-time
saying
great.
I'm saying it's not terrible. There were moments in it I liked.
I thought it was fine for a while.
And then Seth came out.
And then, yeah, like, the last portion of the match is just horrendous. You've got,
That's true.
like, if you have not seen the Royal Rumble, you have, like, Seth, Roman, and Punk all getting eliminated, and everyone else, that being Logan Paul, Jey Uso, and John Cena, are just dead in the ring for like 10 minutes, while everyone on the outside of the ring does fucking storytelling cinema.
Yeah, that did happen.
And that's excruciating. And then they finally get done with the storytelling cinema. And then you realize, oh shit, it's Logan Paul, Jey Uso, and John Cena. And Jey Uso wins.
Yeet.
Yeet!
We're all eating here on the Violent People Podcast Network.
I'm looking back at my spreadsheet. I said it wasn't terrible. I did give it 1 star.
So in your opinion, half of the Rumbles in history are less than 1-star matches.
I think actually I would say that. I don't think the Rumbles are very good. I think there's like
Oh my
5
God.
good ones.
I need to say, Chris, I have credited as like being a huge part of me being able to watch lucha and other wrestling. He's as cooked as Dom. That's fucking insane.
Oh man, I wish I knew what Bix thought of the Rumble. But I'm assuming he didn't watch, if I'm being honest.
I don't know. Can we get
Like
him on the
me,
show?
he is a man of morals. Me and Bick standing up for what is right in wrestling.
Someone's got to do
Um,
it.
Someone's got
And
to do it and not watch the WWE.
As someone who watched a lot, like a decent amount of AEW this week, the DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns 2 out of 3 Falls match, that crowd sounded like an AEW crowd, maybe even quieter. They were dead.
I have a small rant about that match, a spot that really bothered me. So the first fall in that match, DIY get it by doing the fake tag, which is just classic heel stick, fine. In the first minute of that match, Motor City also do a fake tag spot. Confused why any match would choose to do that. I can understand the process behind it. Insane since watching. I've watched this match back just to make sure I see. Don't get that happened. I don't have anything else to add, but this annoys me.
Yeah,
And I say it sucks.
it was. Yeah, it wasn't a terrible match. It was just like very, very bland. Which is a bummer for the Motor City Machine Guns in like their first major pay-per-view showing. But hey, that's what happens when you book someone against DIY. Other than that, my thoughts on the show are mostly I haven't watched WWE in like 8 months. Why does nobody have memorable music anymore? Why does nobody have good music?
You don't like bam 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 a billion times?
Yeah, how does Def Rebel, like, they make CFO $sign look like geniuses by comparison. It is like blander than stock music.
The whole appeal of the Attitude Era Rumbles is just like, whose music will I hear?
Yeah. And like now everybody's music is completely indistinguishable. Except like Cody, because he's got downstate or downstraight or whatever their name is. Punk's got Cult of Personality. Cena's got the Cena song. But like everyone else, with like a few other exceptions, like a few other people still have their old themes, but the majority just have the most stock. Like Charlotte Flair doesn't even have like a Flair theme anymore.
No, she
just
does. It gets remixed in a bit in. It doesn't
it
start
does
off.
get like I didn't.
It comes in like 30 seconds later, so ruins the point.
Yeah, so it's not recognizable at first, but it's like in there later. What the fuck are you doing?
They got rid of Balor's theme. That one pissed me off. I love Balor's theme.
Like shout out to Def Rebel, actually. You guys are in the Bag Getter Hall of Fame for however much money they're milking from Triple H to make the least creative music of all time. Holy shit. Other than that, I watched a lot of AEW.
Hell yeah.
I've been catching up on like this month in AEW just because I didn't want to leave my couch for like a full day, and it was on Max, so I just kind of kept it going. You know what the best AEW match of the year is?
No.
No.
I couldn't tell you a match AEW have put on.
Correct.
The best AEW match is Adam Copeland
Oh god.
Mm,
I already don't believe you.
versus Big Bill. Now do you believe me? Now that's
Yeah.
Big Bill.
Big Bill. Yeah, no, that does win me over.
It's from the January 11th Collision. And this match is fucking awesome. Like, the entire first half of the match is basically just Big Bill beating up Cope on the outside and making funny faces at him. And then, like, eventually Cope makes the babyface comeback, and it's pretty decent. But it's got some really fun near falls. Big Bill is one of the best in the company, just straight up. Every time he made like mocking faces at Adam Edge, Copeland legend, rated R legend, Cope superstar, it was very funny. He's a great heel stooge. I know the learning tree is what it is, but luckily there wasn't like much of the learning tree in this match outside of Jericho doing commentary, which I drown out most commentary anyway. But yeah, this match is a damn fun match. It is almost definitely the best Adam Copeland match, in my opinion, since he came out of retirement. Shout out to Big Bill.
I think I like the Christian Cage match, where like the I Quit one.
That match is good too.
The only AEW thing I have seen this year is the Big Bill Hobbs brawl, and that was sick. So I'm with you on the Big Bill being the best part of AEW.
Yeah, so just bebopping around from shows. Another one, I don't think we talked about it after it happened, was the Christopher Daniels retirement match with Adam Page. I am a known, not huge Christopher Daniels guy, but that's a pretty damn good final match. It's just him getting his shit kicked in by Hangman Page. He bleeds a ton. Lots of fun weapon usage. No other notes. It's just good old fashioned bloody violence.
I enjoy that he already had another match. He wrestled as Curry. He wrestled as Curry Man against the Masked Brother,
Are you
which is
kidding
Frankie
me?
Kazarian.
Are you
On the Jericho
kidding
cruise.
me,
On the
man?
Jericho cruise.
On a Jericho cruise?
Yeah, like I pulled up Cage
Well,
match.
thing that is still happening is what you're telling me?
It's
Well,
definitely still happening.
the Jericho cruise is on the high seas. The laws
It's international
of
waters.
yeah.
Well, I will
Also,
say,
that was Curry Man. That wasn't
Curryman's
Christopher
retirement
Daniels.
match.
That's Curry Man.
When you're right, you're right.
It's an
It's like the whole
generic
Muda thing. He retires the gimmick one night, retires himself the next, you know?
I just pulled up in Cage match to look at the match, and I was like, "Wait, what's this above it?"
That's
You can
like
never stop
saying, "Oh yeah, Suicide worked a match." That's not Christopher Daniels. Well, like 3/4 of the time it's not. So
I
Show
went
some
I
respect for
went
Caleb Conley.
I went through a phase where I just said Coleman was my favorite wrestler to be like quirky and random. I don't know why, but
we've all had that phase. Other fun stuff I've enjoyed. It's not like super great, but it's fun. The Hurt Syndicate versus the Private Party / Mark Briscoe have been fun matches. Daniel Garcia versus Katsuyori Shibata was a frustrating match because it was good when they weren't doing strike exchanges.
As it always is.
Yeah. FTR versus the Death Riders in a Mid-South tag team street fight. Probably the best Death Riders tag match in ever, maybe? And it didn't even have blood. It's a Jon Moxley street fight where there's no blood, and it's great. And I'm a guy that's getting real fucking sick of the Death Rider shit.
Why is that?
Because it's boring as shit. I don't need to see Moxley on top of AEW again anymore. I don't think they really capitalized on the Danielson angle, and I feel like tonally and this is an issue that has plagued Moxley, Claudio, and Yuta since the Blackpool Combat Club. Tonally, they're like inconsistent. Like they're like 1 minute they're like all about just fucking murdering people, and like the next minute they're just like regular wrestlers, and it bugs me. If you're going to be the murder crew that runs the entire show, you have to be murdering people all the time.
Can't pick and choose.
Can't pick and choose if you're the murder heels.
I think my
Not like it is on Violent People Radio. I respect it.
But yeah, that
Anything
street fight
else?
is really fun. FTR still
Okay.
a very good tag team.
Still good. Shocking.
my,
Feels like-
my
Yeah.
My approach for Moxley is similar to my approach for Shota Umino matches. If I don't watch the ones people say are bad, I can still pretend I like them. I can just defend.
That's a
and
good
say,
call.
I just say Shota's good because I don't watch any of the matches people say is bad. I just like him because he looks cool. I think I'm doing Mox now. That's a good Mox match there is, so I can keep saying he's great.
That's the move. Just don't watch the stuff that could dissuade you from joy. Chris, got anything else?
No. I mostly dedicated any other wrestling energy this week to VP 2010 stuff. So
What a champion. What a kind soul that you are. I am forever in your debt.
I'm aware.
I'm gonna go next before I hand it over to Dan. I watched just a good amount of stuff in general this week. So I'm not gonna cover it all. I'm gonna go over the highlights. A CNL Trios match from December really kind of knocked my socks off. In a way that probably should have been expected. But Atlantis Jr., Esfinge, and Mystico versus Kevin Ario, Hechicero, and Zanakin Jr. from December 2nd of last year. Great. Awesome match. One of the best trios matches I saw from Simela last year. Which feels obvious. It only has one wrestler that I'm not really high on in Esfinge, but everyone else I love. So I really was not shocked that I enjoyed this. There's a ceiling, and they kind of hit that, I think, here. So really great stuff. I think when Atlantis Jr. is allowed to kind of just show out, he typically does as like a lead babyface. I think that's where he gets to kind of shine in this one. It has Zero, just like all-star, great. One of the best wrestlers of last year, maybe the best wrestler of last year. No, that was really good. A couple of other things, probably a little less interesting to talk about, but Ultimo Guerrero, watched a number of his matches from last year. Looks, I don't know. I know Koro was really high on him. I think he is the same wrestler that I've always felt he kind of is, which is like sort of a good hand type wrestler. He is not someone I go out of my way to watch. I don't think he kind of elevates to like the maximum extent, but I think he's good and someone that like definitely gonna make my VP 100 for this year. Which, as a reminder, you should all go vote now for the VP 100, or dude, I'm doing catch up, watch a bunch of shit, go into the Valiant People Discord and talk about it in the VP 100 2024 channel ASAP.
We need more
But no,
Volador
that's great.
Junior fans. Get him up
What did you
there.
say to me?
We need to get more
Don't
Volador
talk
Junior.
about Volador Jr. to me. Don't even think about it.
I hope he ends up higher
On my
than
own
Flip Gordon.
podcast? I feel disrespected in my own home, frankly. We're going to try to get past this. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Who's disrespecting you?
You know what? I don't even want to say. I don't even want to say that's how upset I am. Moving on. I also watched a cornucopia of AEW this past week.
A
A
Copacopia.
grand total of, I thought that was going to, like 15 matches, which is more AEW than I watched the entirety of last year. We're catching up. I will not catch up is actually the real answer. We're going to see if anyone sticks out as far as putting them on the board. So far, results aren't fabulous, frankly. Like the highlights match-wise so far are the Atlanta Street Fight from March between House of Black and Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Mark Briscoe. I think that match is a ton of fun. I think Brody King is specifically very good in it, and I think Malachi Black shows off his best self in that match, which I know is probably, I'm not the biggest Tommy End fan, Malachi Black fan. But when he's just kind of throwing some mean kicks, he works for me in a way. I also think like Mark looks good in this. Like Mark looks good in everything I see him in. So that is not really a shocker. I watched Takashita versus Commander from March. I think that's like a really fun, just like TV match. Commander is starting, like, the more I watch him, just gives WCW cruiserweight vibes in a very real way. I don't know what that means necessarily, but it feels like, oh, he's a step back from maybe the shock and awe from when I was watching Phoenix when he was kind of breaking out, like, I don't know, a decade plus now. Um, but like still has like a bit of edge to him, and I think his style works really well in like a more compact TV format. I don't
Yeah,
think it's
he's a very fun TV wrestler.
yeah, yeah. I don't know if it scales up necessarily to like big time, like big lengthy matches, but I don't care.
I think he is like perfect as a guy you use to heat up other wrestlers. He is like really good in his current role.
You got the best
I would not
Okada
like
match in years since Kato.
What else? What else? What else? The other, I guess, like the highlight is I need to watch all of the Dustin Rhodes from last year because his match versus Joe from April, great,
yeah, that's good
phenomenal.
shit.
I go on a cage match. It's got like a 6. I'm like, I don't know what cage match is. I don't know who's reviewing this stuff. I don't know what these matches are for. It's great. Pretty much every beat of that match really works for me. Dustin gets all bloody, and I'm obviously like a blood freak. Like that's gonna resonate with me right off the rip. But Dustin's just one of the greats. The way him and Joe integrate that blood into the match is just that's why they are who they are.
I mean, yeah, Dustin, one of the all-time great bleeders.
Yeah, yeah. The fact that Dustin Rhodes is still adding to his greatest wrestler ever case in the year of 2024 is bonkers. It shouldn't be happening. Like, I think after the Cody match that he had, it's like, wow, that's like the final stamp he has for his GWE keys. What a way to go out. And then he'll probably just have some like things here and there to keep him busy for the rest of his career. Like, that's just not the case, I guess. Like, he's still like probably based on this. And I watched him versus Johnny TV from June. He's really good in that. That match is really fun. It involves Johnny and Taya kissing a whole bunch and making out in the match. And Dustin does not commit sexual assault, which was my biggest
Whoa.
worry. Does not. Dan does not.
No, that's the shocking part.
I know.
We learn and we grow.
Exactly. Exactly. Like that is the most expected spot from professional wrestling when you see that a female valet on the outside. But no. And at one point Taya was like digging her heels into the back of Dustin's neck while she's making out with Johnny. And I'm like, great, phenomenal. That's pro wrestling, baby. Speaking of which, a match that is truly pro wrestling. Dustin and the Von Erichs versus the Undisputed Kingdom of Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, and Roderick Strong. That is the good stuff. Frankly, I'm like, yes, between this and the Sting retirement match, which I know is like feels sacrilegious to put these two matches in the same breath. Feels like, oh, at times when AEW hits on something, it's like they fully understand what pro wrestling can be. The real spirit of it. This match is just so freaking good. I enjoyed it so much. And weirdly, just it's kind of based around a lot of heat that builds up throughout the match between Dustin and Mike Bennett, who is not the person you would think on that team that would get the kind of showcase pairing of. And I decided based on this one match, all of the great MLW work I've seen of the Von Erichs that you got to strap Marshall up ASAP. Get that man in the world title picture immediately. Make him pin Hook in 2 minutes flat. To the moon. But that's kind of it for the good stuff. I watched the matches that featured Black Bull Combat Club, and like I don't love. I feel like I've just gotten too used to Danielson at this point. Like nothing shocks and delights me in the same way as it used to, and that's not his fault. But it kind of is what it is. And the worst match I watched of the group was Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland versus the Undisputed Kingdom of Matt Taven and Mike Bennett from March. Strickland is just terrible at that. Like, just like some of the worst offense I've seen from a wrestler. And that's why I don't watch some of this stuff. So if that was any indication to me of what type of wrestler Strickland is currently, not great. Not great.
He gets better. He gets better throughout the year.
It gets better. Okay. Good to hear. Good to hear. I have not been a fan of his for many years now. I do try to stay away, but I feel like I gotta give him at least a shot this year.
You're not excited by him versus Ricochet tonight?
Can't say that I am. Can't say that I am. Sad.
That makes one of us.
All right. That's my crescendo here. Dan, hand it to you. What have you watched this week?
I watched some wrestling.
Tell me about it.
Now, I believe that Pork said that DPW is a good show if you like matches that are around like 3 stars. What I present to you is you like a show where matches are around a 2-star level, you gotta watch MLW. You have to watch MLW. So I watched MLW Reloaded 2025. And you know what? Again, 2 shows in a row, fine wrestling. Fine wrestling. It's like you got Neon versus Virus, Okamura versus Dark Panther, Tom Lawler versus Minoru Suzuki, and then those matches all exactly what you think they are. They're all just fine. Bobby Fish is in a squash. You don't gotta watch that. There's a women's match. Don't gotta watch that. The Andersons continue their feud with Paul Walter Hauser, who's just a wrestler now, just like a bad full-time wrestler. It seems like.
Whoa! He's just taking this between gigs.
He seems to have a lot of free time, a lot of time in there between gigs. And then Mystico and Cavanario have what was probably their, I'm gonna guess, 20th best singles match ever, but that's still fun. I like to imagine, like, if you've never seen their singles matches, this is probably like mind blowing. Like, this is awesome. Let's watch more of this. Who's this caveman guy? But he loses because I think Mystico just has to have the MLW World Middleweight title for forever. Which the Fantastica Mania lineups came out, and I like that. There's no CMLL titles being defended, but they're defending. Mystico's defending his title, and then Kojima and Okamura are defending their tag titles. So it's like MLW truly worldwide.
You gotta love it.
You can't stop for
Speaking
Balor.
of Paul Walter Hauser, is there a movie coming out? I believe that now I'm really excited about looking through IMDb. May 1984, an unemployed ice cream truck driver steps onto the game show Press Your Luck, harboring a secret, the key to endless money. But his winning streak is threatened when the bewildered executives uncover his real motivations.
Yeah, I've heard that story before. I don't really remember any specifics.
The No Whammy game.
Yeah, no whammies.
I was big into the Game Show Network when I was a teenager.
I watched some YouTube, long form documentary about this scandal, but I don't really remember much of anything.
I'm sure he'll do
Yeah.
it justice.
There was a. So there was actually, it wasn't random. It was a pattern, and a guy went on the show and just won a shit ton of money
Oh, he was
because he
counting
knew the pattern.
cards, but
Yeah,
press your
he
luck
was-
version.
Yeah,
Wow, can't
I
believe
think
it.
I like.
I think I watched.
Go.
I think I watched a Watch Mojo video on this, and that's the vaguest memory I have.
That's what a sentence. I think I watched the Watch Mojo video on this.
I really enjoyed
It
the
wasn't-
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire scandal. Have you guys seen that, where the guy wins because he has someone in the audience who's just coughing at the right answers?
I watched a documentary on that. I don't think he did cheat. There is
Really?
They,
All I
so
have is the videos of someone coughing. It's very funny.
she's cough, but yeah, but you only see that she's coughing throughout, only coughing when that on the answers. They've edited it so it looks so they've only taken the cough for the answers, but she does like just cough constantly.
And now I feel terrible.
Yeah, you just accused someone of cheating.
Well, I think the show also accused them of cheating. I don't think it's just me.
Yeah, yeah.
You
They got-
accused
they-
someone of doing Astros shit.
They lost the court case, so by
Oh
law
wow!
they
See, I
were
apparently
cheating.
I have no info about this. Apparently, I just thought they sent someone out there to cough for the answers, and I think that's a really funny way to cheat.
This is why misinformation is a real problem right now, Dan.
Oh my god! I'm sorry, I can't take my vote back. Too late.
That's too soon. Too soon. What else you
What?
cooking?
Is something going on? I also
Every
watched-
day, Dan. Every day something's going on.
About
right now.
7 things at
Oh.
least.
It's about literally about 7 things.
Alright. I will. I'll
all
dig
of
into
them
it eventually.
devastating.
Okay. I can't believe Pat's not here because I watched a GCW show.
Oh,
I watched GCW and Banger Zone Wrestling co-promotion
Banger
show.
Zone?
Yeah, from
Is it
France.
promotion?
Banger Zone.
There's a promotion called Banger Zone.
Yes. I believe on the Discord
Ew.
I described them as the 4th or 5th best indie wrestling company in France.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel like
But
I'm
I
learning
watched
the
the show because
European sound.
it has some guys I like, so I'm like, let me check it out. And I realize that I don't love these guys when they're in Banger Zone already, and you throw GCW in the mix, and it's just really, really bad. So bad that I think one of the best matches on the show, maybe the best, was Joseph French versus Maki Ito.
Hell yeah.
I think that's how bad this show was. But they did like a funny, dusty finish, which I think is cool to do in 2025, like making the fans think this all title change and like, no, fuck you, you idiots.
Wait a
Um,
minute. Wait a minute. I'm looking at this card right now.
Yeah.
You told me Robbo's on the card?
oh no.
Yeah.
You're telling me that Jimmy Lloyd and Lou Nixon face Jack Sons Nom and Paul Robbo Robinson in an extreme tag team match?
Now, Jack Son's Nam, I like that guy.
Yeah, he's good.
He's good. The rest of the guys you named, they're in the match. I think Lou Nixon got stranded in France and didn't get to be on GCW London. And I don't know, did Jimmy Lloyd ever make it back to the States? I need Pat to tell me.
Yes. Jimmy Lloyd is back
Boo.
stateside.
Oh, I really thought they were keeping him forever over there.
Actually, no, I don't have to be in the same country as Jimmy Lloyd. That's a good thing.
But yeah,
he,
I don't recommend this show, surprisingly enough.
Got a 7.7 on Cage Match.
That's nuts. Someone give it a 10.
2 people gave it a 10.
2 people gave it a 10. I don't know what's going on in the world. This show is so bad. Like, it was just every single match was just like the sloppiest, loosest match, and then the next match would happen. And then, yeah, okay. And then I have to admit, I did not watch the whole show. I did not watch a 20-minute Effie match, so I gave up after that extreme tag team match. But it did make me realize I need to catch up on Rick's Catch, the promotion from France I actually like, and their newest show. They put it out on YouTube once a month or once every 2-3 weeks or whatever. Episode 27 is the creative title they have. The very first match is Scar versus Alex Silva. Head and shoulders better than anything on that GCW show, and I was instantly so mad at myself. I was like, I don't know why I did that. I don't like GCW in America. I don't think flying across the ocean was going to change anything, and it didn't. But this is the promotion people can watch. It's so easy to watch. It's on YouTube. There's that, and there was like a really fun hair versus hair match, which is between like a guy with a giant bald spot and then the guy who just basically has like a real long rat's tail. And the loser of the match shaves the winner of the match hair just because he can. Like, that's good shit. And then I also watched the Royal Rumble. Don't think we need to touch that anymore. And then
Yeet.
What's up?
Oh, I was just saying yeet.
Oh, yeet. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only other match I watched
Yeah.
was Mascara Sagrada versus Hio de Fishman. And this was the one that they kind of promoted it as mask versus match.
No.
Listen, you say that. I watched it the night it happened because I'm like a freak. It was on Facebook, and I went through a bunch of Facebook posts till I found it. Spanish-speaking people thought they were going to see a mask versus match. They were debating on who was losing their mask. Because right above it slightly says "Road to" in Spanish, which I don't speak. So for a second, I thought I was getting too until Pat pointed it out. And then I go to the Facebook page, and people are like, "Who do you think is going to win? Who's going to lose their mask?"
That's the good shit. That's the good indie lucha shit.
Yeah,
the promotion going. We didn't get the money for the mask match, but they're here, so we're going to put the road to in tiny letters above Mascara versus Mascara.
And there is no mask match booked. It's just like they might have one someday. No, but it fucking rocks. I mean, it's crazy. We got two Fishman Sagrada matches already this year. There's another one happening on the 16th, I think. And then in March, we get him versus Demus in Zona 23.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw that announced. That'll be good.
Yeah, it's like Fishman's going to run away with the Wrestler of the Year if he just keeps this shit up.
Yes, sir. But
that is, unsurprisingly, that is the one match that you should go out of your way that I watched to watch. And the YouTube version's much better than the shitty Facebook version I shared on the Discord. So track that down. You get all the cool crowd brawling, and they just truly beat the shit out of each other. It's like, I don't know why more wrestlers don't do that. That's the key. Just hurt each other.
Yeah, is everyone else just stupid?
I hate to say it, I think they're pussies. Like, this is crazy. Like, just let someone cut your entire face up, bleed buckets, and then like go throw tables and chairs at each other. Force.
Or you could say yeet. This is
Yeet.
Another option.
That's one of them leads you to WrestleMania. One of them doesn't. Oh, throwing tables. I guess I watched Dylan Bostic versus Joey Janela. You guys check that out?
Shut the fuck up, Dan.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
What are you doing here?
Did you not see that?
No, I did not. How many followers does Dylan Bostic have these days?
Like 300,000. No, like he legit like attacked Joey Janela.
I did see this, yeah.
What do you mean legitimately?
I mean, he showed up.
Shoot.
Yeah, it was a shoot. He showed up at a GCW meet and greet, and they scuffled.
Don't say it was a shoot if it's not a shoot.
It was. It actually was.
It appears to really be a shoot.
Unless we're getting worked, it looks like it was actually a shoot.
And like, I don't know why you would do the work with Dylan Bostic. Another company.
GCW.
I never even heard of Emerge Wrestling, but they took the title off of Dylan Bostic, which I thought was really funny. They stripped him of his title, so it's like, man, you already weren't getting that many bookings, and now you do that.
I think he
But
like offered to fight him in like an MMA match on Twitter as well.
and I think this is mostly over like $80. He feels like AEW owes him. Is the story that I could suss out?
Hell
Like
yeah.
when Brody Lee died, he was complaining about not getting paid enough for extra work or dark work, and all the AEW wrestlers were like, "Shut the fuck up."
You got one worker left.
But yeah, he's got 338,000 followers, so he's doing all right. Follows me, so you know he's got good taste.
He's got something. He's
Yeah,
got something. A
But yeah, that's-
brain disease.
that's the wrestling I watched.
Really hit
all
the
right. Well,
whole
that's cool.
spectrum.
I'm glad you did that.
You guys checking out this VP 2010s at all?
No, what is that?
No. What? Where can I find out about that?
You got to go to violentpeople.co.
Okay.
We're down to we got like what do we got? 40 more left to do, Sam.
We got 40 more left to do. 4 more posts, and then we're out of here.
I
I
bet
thought you would do an individual post for all top 10.
No.
You know, these kinds of lists usually have like recommended matches with all the wrestlers. I bet whoever's doing those has really good taste, and those matches are probably really good.
Yeah, if
I'm
only we knew
scanning
who
through
did
it,
those.
Yeah, they seem like a smart guy or
They're
smart
kinda
person, I guess.
They just kind of show up there when I'm about to post. It's like crazy. I'm just kidding. It's Chris. Chris, you're putting in the work here. You didn't know you were going to put in the work, and then you end up putting the work.
Yeah, and
Um,
I have like none of my spreadsheets for any of these years anymore. So I'm spending a lot of time on Cage Match.
Yeah, it's a bad. You know what? I forget Koro is got his own process now with spinning wheel kick. Go check out the spinning wheel kick awards for 2024. By the way, good stuff. Koro's the man. Does a lot of great stuff for our website. But that also just meant like wasn't as available to maybe give me thousands of recommended matches for folks on a whim. Like maybe in the year 2019 or 18, he was able to do for me. So Chris has been an absolute saint, and also the reason why you know what I'm out of the list game after this. I'm retiring. It's for a different breed, and it's not me anymore. It's Chris, and
He was only one list away from retirement.
See, I was under the impression that Koro was a robot of some kind. So when you said that he was too busy, it shook me. I didn't understand what that meant.
no, you're correct. You're correct.
Right.
Both can be true. Both.
I
Can
guess
be
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, all of Koro's programming is focused on was focused on spinning wheel kick.
And you know what? Probably should have been. But no, that's going. It's going well. It's going together. I'm excited for
What-
these last 40. I think the top 50 is violent people to a T. And I don't mean
Unfortunately, we couldn't get Randy Orton #1 like I wanted, but at least Dan wrote some really good, really nice words about Randy Orton. Really did him justice.
certainly
When I-
did him justice.
When I'm passionate about something, I think it comes out in my writing.
I agree. Oh my god. No, it's been going well. I think the list is a reflection on of like the website's tastes in general. At least the folks in our Discord, not necessarily myself, Chris's, Dan's, and Pat's.
Throw me in there.
that's
I'm
okay.
upset about a lot of the stuff in this one.
Well, let me hear it.
Like,
What's
give us your
thought?
hot takes.
No Ryback, disgraceful.
Okay.
True.
fair enough.
No. Yeah.
Actually, no Iwatani making it. I love my like not even top 100. I look at some of these names. Nick Gage barely fucking wrestled this decade.
Oh wow, you're calling Gage out? That was your
That's
choice?
crazy.
That was
I
the
love
name out of
Gage.
the hat you decided to pull here.
I
That's
love Gage.
wild.
He's in jail for most of the fucking decade.
And that fucking rules. That's a plus. That bumped him up 4 spots on my list.
I said it. I did write a blurb for Gage, so clearly I'm not that mad over
That
it.
is very funny. I just saw that. I'm scrolling.
And it was a
Look,
good one too. That was come on.
Every time I go through this list, I look at half and I'm like, this person had a better decade than Mayu. I'm not having it.
Unfortunately, the list has confirmed some level of Joshi hating by people.
I'm not here for it.
I hate to see it.
But mostly the Ryback stuff is what I'm mad about.
You know what? Everyone always says on this podcast, wow, the Discord's really like big Joshi fans. I don't know about it, folks. I don't know about it. Just loud voices. Just loud voices.
Well, I was saying it's all the Discord talks about. And anytime there's anything you put a vote to, they're like, we're not voting for these guys.
I don't think that's true even. I barely hear it. I think it's a mirage. I think you hear what you want to hear.
Modern Joshi. I guess Modern Joshi's okay. You got Sendai Girls and Surrealism. They're good stuff there. But not stuff I would ever talk about.
Sam, I really like your list. I just saw you had Cavanario at 4. That fucking rules.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's the right vote.
I think I had Mayu at 4. And that's how pissed off I am.
Where'd you have right?
Every time I look at all of the points and the average votes, I'm like, I feel like I must have done something wrong. But then I just remember, the 50 ballots are half as much valuable. So that this average doesn't really tell me everything. But I have a mini heart attack every time I see that information not line up in my head.
You had Mayu at 6.
Yeah. I'm whatever. I'm over it.
If you really liked him, you would have put him at 1. So
I don't think it would have made a difference.
It would not have. It would not have.
You had Dr. Wagner at 15. That's fucking cool.
Yeah. For every list I've ever submitted or ballot I don't remember what I put. I normally do this stuff drunk.
That's how you do it.
Thus Volador Jr. at 27 on the decade one.
If Sam ever releases my list with all my typos, I will leave the Discord.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm dyslexic as hell. So I probably have a bunch of typos in anything I've ever submitted.
Yeah, you at least told me that was the case. Dan, on the other hand, was just like AJ stylist and some bullshit. I'm like, what are we doing here, Dan?
I was reading it. My typos got on the website.
There you go. That's
my ear blurb has typos in it.
I don't know what to tell you. I just work here. I corrected the ballots. I'm not correcting all the blurbs. That's not where I'm at. We'll fix this and post on future ones.
That's fair.
Grammarly will only tell me so much based on how just drastically fucked most of mine are. Do we have anything else coming on the site, Dan?
Not that I
don't
know
have a
of.
computer, so I can't say, well, where's your
Well,
listen, South?
I already have something else I want to do rather than carry on any of the 7 projects I started. I got something cooking in my brain when I get my computer back.
Wait, did you bully some other government entity to give you something?
No, I wish. I'm trying to bully some 2CW footage for you, man. It's like that's my goal right now, and I can't get it.
I will travel to that home with a hard drive in tow and get that shit out of there in a hurry. You just give me the address and tell them I'm coming.
Yeah. Knock, knock. I'm here for the footage.
All right. Here we go. Keeping things moving. What's the big top? Thank you. We're talking about the results of the second class of the Violent People Hall of Fame. Bork, you voted in this, which is one of the key reasons you're here. That said, we don't know who you voted for. So as
Neither do
we
I.
Neither does he.
fuck.
I can take a guess. I can probably
Anyway,
figure
you
it
can
out.
have strong you could have strong reactions to everything then.
I'm gonna have very
doesn't
strong
matter.
reactions.
But we're gonna go down this list from 20 to our actual class. And I think on the podcast we discussed we might change the structure of who gets in this round. I think we said that. If we didn't,
Well, we did.
Too bad.
Yeah, we
bad.
did change the structure, whether we discussed it or not.
I don't think we said how we would change that structure, but we have decided, okay, going forward, we're going to be looking at 60% voting to get someone into the class. Frankly, part of that reason was I was like, well, we discussed it internally, and then Pat was like, do we want to do 60 or do we want to do the half and half? And then I looked at the list and I was like, I don't know if the top half gives us any more of an interesting class than the 60% up. And then we just seem to do that. So I'm going to start at 20 though. And we're just going to kind of give some initial thoughts here, one by one by one. How does that sound?
I love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I have strong feelings.
So we have 3 wrestlers tied for last. We have Mr. Ganasuke, Hayabusa. What was it?
Boo to both of these immediately.
And Brock Lesnar.
Insane.
Justice for Ganasuke.
I'm with you. Ganasuke, I'm mad at. The other two, whatever.
Yeah, I think Hayabusa's bad, so was glad to see him fall flat on his face. You know what? I think we can all understand why Brock did not get any votes.
Why? What did he do?
Okay. What are we doing here? What do you want me to say here?
He was a part timer and held that belt for a while. Yeah.
He was one of the biggest jerks in wrestling. You know? None of these people are amongst the biggest jerks in wrestling that made it into the Hall of Fame. So,
do you know that if we did the 50 or the 60% rule in our first class, we wouldn't have John Cena in the Hall of Fame?
I do
believe
know
that's
that.
one of the
also,
reasons we made
yes.
the pivot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man, that first class looks so much better if you cut it off at 60%.
That's a much better. I think I voted for Cena, and even I agree he shouldn't be in there.
Oh my. Well, you're part of the problem. You can't do this to me. All right, next batch tied for 16th, 17th. We have El Dandy and Tracy Smothers.
El Dandy didn't make it. This sucks.
Our voters do not like luchadors.
They hate him. True.
But El Dandy versus Smothers would be a hell of a match.
It would be
Hell
great.
of a match.
That'd be awesome. Bum Tracy didn't get more votes. As well as like a little surprised. Seemed like the sort of nerd bait that.
Yeah, are we losing recipes?
I think so.
I'll be honest, I do not know who that is.
What?
It's Tracy Smothers?
How old are you?
I thought you said 20.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah, that feels fair.
All right. You don't. Okay. Tracy Smothers. FBI.
I might have. Oh, yeah, no, I do know who that is. I just don't know it from immediate
Okay.
name.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have a little heart attack, but we're gonna move on to 15th. It's Carlos Colon. 7 votes. 7 votes. I didn't say the last place has 20th. I mean, it has 5 votes, then 6, and Carlos Colon, 7 votes, 20% of the ballots. I'm not doing the math, but actually, I am doing the math. We have 35. Does that mean 35? That sounds like 35. 35.
Yeah, 35 ballots. Yeah,
ballots. I think last time we had 50.
30.
So we're down.
No. Or maybe we did, but then in our sheet for some reason we say 34 ballots counted. Maybe that was like maybe we stopped at that point and then it went to a different sheet that I'm not a part of.
Well, that would make sense.
That would make sense, yeah. Because 34 seems too low for that first one, so you're probably right.
To be fair, we did put that out when the episode came out. So that would make sense. That would make sense. All right. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Next, no thoughts on Carlos Colon?
I thought he was a really good pick. I was shocked he didn't do better.
I have strong thoughts.
I think I don't think any of us are shocked anymore. About non-American or Japanese wrestlers making it to this.
Cologne is one that does feel kind of weird, considering we do talk about Puerto Rico a decent amount in the server.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's more recent Puerto Rico, though. Is it?
I mean, we had 57 ballots last time.
That's wow.
Wild. All right. 14th with 8 votes. George Hackenschmidt. Dan, it's your boy. How you feeling?
I just got to find more footage, is what this tells me.
This is God's worst case. In a year, you can vote for him again.
I got 1 year to find a second unreleased George Hackenschmidt match.
I went to the place where that match was filmed.
Oh, that's cool.
It is now a Primark. So I went to a Primark.
I was going to say, I thought it was like a store, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Next up at 13th with 9 votes, The Sandman.
I think all the guys I voted for might be out already.
That's probably not true. Also, did you not vote for 10?
Probably.
Oh my God. I have no strong feelings towards The Sandman, not to be confused with Adam Sandler. Anyone else?
Who would you vote for, Sandler or Sandman?
I mean, he has taken a lot of like nut shots in his movies.
This is true.
But he also employed MJF in his newest movie, so that's an issue.
That was my thinking. How good would Happy Gilmore 2 be?
Probably but Happy Gilmore 1, the fight with Bob Barker, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, and Pixels was one of the first movies I saw in cinemas. So,
what are you saying to me right now?
I'm saying it's a masterpiece. I saw it with my granny, and I loved it because I was like,
right now.
So I was like 10. Oh no, not 9. Who knows?
So 2014.
So young.
Yeah, 2004, baby.
Okay.
You guys didn't ask, but I consider Saw 3D Sci-Fi Presents Saw.
What? What?
What? I didn't even understand what that was.
I looked up Sam's review of Saw 3D on Box.
Okay.
He didn't like it.
All right. I don't like it. I think it's shit.
Half a star.
Half a star. One of the worst movies I've ever seen. 12 votes. So we have a 3-vote jump here. Tarzan Godo. I think all the FMW falling doesn't surprise that Kodo doesn't really make it further down the list.
Now, Chris,
Never won.
these are all
discussed
guys. These are mostly guys that you nominated so far, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is
no one
four of your-
respects me.
4 of your 5 guys are already gone, I believe.
Nobody respects me.
I probably voted for them. I don't know. I was watching a lot of FMW when this ballot came out, so I feel like I would have voted for it.
Next up, El Hijo del Santo with 13 votes.
Insane.
What?
We asked the question last time. Do we think Santo would have gotten in if he was nominated? I think I can feel confident the answer is he wouldn't have gotten in last time. He doesn't get in this time.
But John Cena gets in. What is this?
And that's that he is the cutoff. So even if we did increase this to 10, he still would not have made it in, which to be fair was like part of my I don't want to do half if that half does not consist of a luchador.
Damus, Black Terry, and then Santito. What luchador could make it now for our group if any of those 3 guys don't get in?
Hechicero probably.
Oh, El Dandy too. El Dandy got 6 votes. I don't see. It might be. You know what's something stupid? Hechicero or Mystico. Someone modern might get in.
Sexy Star.
Sexy
Now
Star.
we're talking. Now we're talking.
Nah.
Pat, put it on your big board.
Virus would. He would actually. Yeah.
Oh, he
I would
absolutely
vote.
would not.
No,
I would vote
I don't
it.
think you would. We're now gonna get into the part where we're not quite at the 60% mark still. Daisuke Akita at 15 votes at number 10. So, actually, he's tied with Homicide at 15 votes as well. So Akita and Homicide both do not make it.
I've booked that match in how do you pronounce it? Totally the wrestling stimulation
TEW.
game. TEW. Yeah, for some reason I was trying to pronounce it as a word.
I like it though. 2. Not the number.
No,
the game. Yeah, I bummed Akita didn't make it in. Akita, that seemed like I thought it was a gimme. I thought it was just gonna be
Did Ishikawa make it? Or has he not been
Mhm.
nominated?
No, he was nominated last time, and I don't believe he made it.
I'm streaming Battle Arts on Twitch, so follow me and then correct your opinions.
Yeah, so bummer, but there you go. Homicide. Does anyone have strong opinions towards Homicide?
Good wrestler.
Good wrestler. Of
Better
the
person.
people of his scene that were on the ballot, I understand him not making it.
I will say that Akita got the same range as Ishikawa. They both placed 10th.
So about 40% of our voters no ball.
About 40% of our voters no ball.
Okay, next one, Ono.
Oh, something doesn't make sense about this sheet that I'm looking at, but what are you gonna do? Okay, I'm trying to figure out if. So I'm looking at last time for our voting. Oh, I see what you're talking about, Dan. Sorry. That's not helpful. You're listening. You can't see what I'm seeing. No one on this show can see what I'm seeing. At 16 votes, Eddie Guerrero. A little surprised Eddie made it this high. Not someone that any of us have really talked about. Not someone I see talked about in the Discord a whole bunch. And yet, more votes than Santo. more votes than Goto. Yeah, a bit surprising here.
To be fair, talked about in one of our most read pieces on the history of the site.
This is true. This is true.
And he's just in general one of the most famous wrestlers ever.
That's true.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, if we were to talk about what would we say? It's just, great wrestler, one of the best.
I
That
enjoy.
Brock Lesnar-
250 wrestlers of all time, sure.
You
That
guys
Brock
seen
Lesnar
Rover's
promo
gimmick
is good.
when he starts going off on like how Eddie Guerrero would be a far right conservative?
Yeah, that's always great.
It's such a good bit.
Oh my god. All right, moving on. 7. We're still not at the 60% mark. He is at 51.4%. It's CM Punk.
Do you think if he would have beat Jack Perry up more, he would have got in?
Yes,
A-
absolutely.
absolutely.
Without a doubt in my mind.
If he broke a bone, that would be like. But I didn't vote. I refuse to vote for anyone who's wrestled in the WWE in these, besides Cena.
That fucking
If
so cool.
if Punk was currently causing backstage issues in WWE, he would be in. Because that would be awesome.
Yeah, he's selling out too much right now.
And he had that shitty Seth match, which not his fault. Well, bit
Yeah,
of
we
his fault.
need-
He's not great in that match.
We need more Punk leaks. Because it can't be as good as it seems. He's pissing
No.
people off.
Gotta be.
I think
Gotta be.
I think Roman's the one. I think there'll be a thing with Roman. No, Roman doesn't care enough.
He's
I
bigger
don't
than
know.
this.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. The last wrestler to not get in, first one out at 20 votes with 57.1% of the votes, Mick Foley. This one stings a little bit. This one stung a little bit.
I take back my no WWE. Well, I definitely voted for Foley.
Yeah, if you're gonna vote for one WWE wrestler, I would have thought, yeah, it's Mick. I guess not. Guess I was dead wrong. John Cena, more of a violent people wrestler than Mick Foley.
That'd be a good match. I would want to watch that.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And, Chris, Dan, you guys have any thoughts on Foley
I don't
not
want to
getting in?
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk
Dan?
about it.
Dan might be gone, so I'm gonna keep moving.
Do you think if it was Cactus Jack, more votes?
I muted myself to cough and I forgot I was muted. I was like trying to jump in there. When Mick Foley was taken first overall in this draft, I was like, oh man, how was he not picked last draft? Of course he'll go in. I would have lost a lot of money. Like I just was sure Foley will go in. Do you think it's because he's so lame in like retirement?
No. Well, yeah.
He's pretty fucking lame.
I'm gonna go to his comedy show in Syracuse in May, and I'm gonna write about it for the site, and we'll see how lame he is.
Oh
But he's
yeah,
like-
you're about to prove me wrong.
He dresses
That
as
reminds
Santa.
me. Hornswoggle is doing some comedy in Milwaukee this month. I should go to that.
Oh man, Milwaukee's a hot town, folks. Gotta get in.
Sam's trying to talk the wife into moving.
We're at least taking a little vacation there. Good lord. We were very close one time to moving to Peoria, Illinois, because we saw a lot of TikToks on it. We didn't do that. It's probably
That's a
the right
crazy
call.
reason.
There's the right call. I've done dumber things, Dan. Can't think of them,
Right.
but I'm sure I have.
I'm very glad I just live in London. I don't need to worry about going other places. All the things
Peoria-
are here.
Peoria, Illinois is great because you're still too far to ever go to anything to Chicago and not spend the night.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. First, here we are. First inductee into the second ever class of the Violent People Hall of Fame. It's low key.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, okay, that's sick.
You just gotta kick
I
people fucking
deserve it.
hard, man.
Deserving. He's earned it.
Uncontroversial. Just, hard work.
A real team player, as it
Mhm.
were. Good political opinions.
He could beat any other wrestler, he told me.
If he said it, it's gotta be true.
Yeah.
Wrestlers
Di-
don't lie.
Dylan
Do you
Bostic
want-
ain't running up on Loki.
Do you want to fight Loki? No, so it's got to be true. Actually, yeah, I kind of do. I kind of just for the experience.
I do love the idea of Bostic and Loki planning out a shoot angle and Loki taking that opportunity to be like, "Oh, he's shooting. I had to defend myself." Despite the clearly worked start to that interaction. It's low
No,
key.
there's nothing tougher than kicking someone in the face who lets you kick him in the face. It's the toughest thing a man can do. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Rip Atu.
It's funny. I was actually thinking about Chris Hero, but yeah, I forgot he did that too. Like, there's so many. Loki fucking, he's so cool.
How many times has he kicked someone in the face just because he could? Just because they said, "I'll let you do that." All right. Number 4, our second. I'm not gonna say. I'm just gonna say next entrant with 22 votes, 62.9% of the vote. Sabu.
This is a Pat
Yeah.
pick. I think if he no shows GCW Spring Break, his own retirement match, I think he deserves to go in twice.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Another
All right, I got
non
nothing to
another non-controversial guy, just cool guys getting voted in.
Just a cool guy. Likes to smoke
Good,
weed.
great.
What's wrong with that? How does Sabu not own a dispensary or have his own strain of weed?
That's a good question.
We need to contact his people. Let's get something going.
His people are his Facebook got deleted or banned or something. So he sent text to all the wrestlers telling, make sure promoters get me up on Twitter.
I'm looking
Classic
up if there's been.
Sabu, baby. I
looking up-
love that shit.
I'm looking up if there's been a Loki versus Sabu match. There is. I want to find it.
They might have done something in like a tag match in TNA.
No, they've had a singles match in ICW in like 2002.
I have no memory of that.
Sabu, one of the great legends of our sport. Moving on. With 26 votes, 74.3% of the votes. Samoa Joe. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, great wrestler, but
Yeah, I got a little annoyed when Dan picked him.
Yeah, Sam wants me to pick some shittier wrestlers and put in the Hall of Fame. That's like one of his big things.
what's next?
Exactly.
Daniel.
You know
What's
what?
next?
You're
Brian
correct.
Danielson. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That seemed like where Dan was heading with his last pick, Frank.
I think I
Oh.
showed some real self-control by not saying Danielson.
Yeah, you showed self-control and then you fucking jerked yourself off with George Hackenschmidt. A very funny last pick, as it were. Not the
Misawa.
least voted person on this list, clearly. But no, Samoa Joe. What else is there to say? I like his hairline these days.
Do you guys watch oh shit. What's that show he's on?
Twisted Metal? No. Never
fucking-
Walking Classic.
It was really good.
I think it's messed up they didn't let him do it.
Like he can't talk.
Yeah, it's Will.
Yeah.
Is it Will Arnett?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Will Arnett's
Yeah.
voice.
Like, what the fuck? Just let Joe do the role. Anyway,
A guy who famously is not good at talking, actually.
that's what people are always saying about Samoa Joe. Can't talk for shit.
Can't talk, no aura.
Doesn't have the juice.
Shotzi's in here.
It definitely, there are multiple points in his career where I did think, well, he's got to be washed now. And then he wasn't. And he's still good. Doesn't seem fair.
I remember he took that stair bump in that Sting match. People are like, "This is the end of Joe."
Ruined his career.
Yeah.
Never the same again. Despite the fact
You know
he
what?
said it was fine.
Joe was different. I think it was more of the face paint and baggy pants era that changed him molecularly as a wrestler.
Or going to WWE.
No, well before that.
Yeah, that's
That didn't help matters, though. They had this guy wrestle Brock Lesnar, who's the least voted wrestler on this list. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy. Anyway, any other thoughts for Joe before we move on to our final two?
Good wrestler.
Good
2
wrestler.
thumbs up.
2. 3 if you got them. Next up, 27 votes, 77.1% of the votes. Vader.
Hell yeah.
It's
This is
time.
Sam's first
It's
pick.
time. It's Vader time. What's that?
I was just saying this was your first round pick, Vader.
This is my first round pick.
It's a good pick.
Everyone but one of our first round picks got it.
This is the one
Yeah.
person whose first round pick didn't get in.
Chris.
Oh, okay.
Me fully. The 1-1 didn't get in. But everyone else's did, so that's cool. That's pretty sick. So good job on us, I guess. What else is there to say about Vader? World traveler, ass kicker, got flown out to London or whatever to kick Will Ospreay's ass. Died on the toilet.
Once tweeted out, Suda Twu.
He did do that.
I don't-
Robert's
Did
biggest
he
fan.
ever tweet out anything else?
Nope, that was it.
Oh,
Nope,
okay.
Nothing else.
All right.
Just yeah. One tweet. That's where his account ended.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Glad he couldn't tweet anything else out. That could have been difficult. Any other thoughts on Vader? I feel like it was a must-have.
Since we have like a young co-host and we somehow have young people in the Discord, Vader is one of the guys that lives up to the hype.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I've seen Vader. I know how good Vader is.
No, I know. I'm just saying there is like sometimes I forget there is a younger portion of of our Discord where it's like Vader's a guy that gets like some guys get talked up, and you watch it and it's just like whatever. Vader, any match you see talked up, check it out. Except that shitty Ken Shamrock match.
That match
Jesus
is
Christ.
what? I like that match.
Yeah, I did too. Everyone who watched it that's a normal person enjoyed it.
Wow, not normal.
Dan, would you say that you're normal? Would
No.
you say any of us here are normal? No, I hope not.
I'm a regular guy.
You're
Someone
a
in my house
regular
texted,
guy.
they were asking if I was
You're a
done
regular
podcasting.
guy recording a wrestling podcast at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh god,
has
you're
a-
forgetting your time.
He was
3
a
o'clock in the
train
morning.
to
That's-
he was a train to catch at 9.
That's stupid.
I can just sleep on the train. I'll be fine. I'll just be surrounded
okay.
by football fans who are famously quiet.
Yeah.
But I did receive a text. Are you still podcasting? I say yes. They go, there can't be that much wrestling to talk about.
This is the wrestling episode, folks. You heard it here first. All right, that's Vader. Never tweeted out his dick with 29 votes, 82.9% of the ballots. Is Aja Kong, number one, top of the class.
Who is that?
Never heard of him.
It's a woman. It's a woman.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We got a woman in.
a lady wrestler?
A lady wrestler. A grand total of one woman was picked in the class in this draft. And
Shout
she
out.
makes-
Away with it.
Shout out the violent people voter base. You are not beating the racist allegations, but you did beat the sexist allegations.
What do you mean we're not beating the racist allegations? I just really accomplishing a lot right now.
Covers a lot.
True.
Ticks
True.
a lot of boxes.
She takes a lot of boxes to
Though
remove
she
all
is not-
problematicness.
She is not Mexican, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
So we're
Okay.
still
Well,
lacking
yes.
that representation.
Yes.
They wrestled in CMLL.
Yeah, that's the same thing. That's the same
We're
thing.
counting her as our luchador.
Let's
I
get
think
Flip
it's
Gordon
time.
in the next. Get Flip Gordon in the next one. You know.
Flip Gordon, not bad in 2024, folks. Here to tell you that. But I'm on my list. No, she's one of the most badass. Like, her and Vader are, to me, very much two sides of the same coin. Just like, the most badass wrestler in their genre, I guess I'll say, for lack of a better.
And she's
We're
still
here.
fucking doing it.
She's still doing it. Don't know. Well, yeah, Vader's dead, so he's not. But yeah, she's still doing it.
She's still doing and still good, like pretty good.
Yeah.
Still pretty good. Still pretty good. Where when we say it's surprising that Joe has still got it. He don't got the years on his tank that Aja Kong does.
And Aja never had a bad year. Joe's had like years where like he wasn't up to it.
Yeah. Yeah. She's just one of the all-time greats, but also like one of the most violent wrestlers that's ever lived. And that's the real win. That's the real win. And that's our class. And just to reiterate, the 5 folks getting into the second ever Violent People Hall of Fame class is Loki, Sabu, Samoa Joe, Vader, Aja Kong. Not bad.
Oh, good wrestlers.
All good wrestlers, better people. That is the
Ain't that the truth?
Violent People Hall of Fame slogan. All right. I guess that brings us to the big top. All right. I asked for your questions. Did you give them to us? Who knows? Dan, are you able to read the first question from Pat?
Let me see. No. No, I'm not.
Okay. He just asked thoughts on this, and then it is a tweet from Andrew Cheeser. I don't know who this person is. They have 22 followers, but they clearly pay for Twitter.
You don't know who this person is?
Other than this is the person that he has sent to us before, correct?
Yeah.
Then that is all I know, though. That's the only reason I'm aware of this person is because Pat keeps sending us his stuff.
Of his 22 followers, it's Pat and then the official Violent People account.
Oh my god. I honestly thought that was a bit. Did not realize that. Because I'm the one that has the account. How did we follow them? What happened here? Great questions. I'm very concerned.
Good to see they ever follow. I don't.
Okay. I don't know if I can't. Can I read this on the air? Is there anything problematic in here? All right. So it's okay if Taro Okada's female wrestlers get brain damage from multiple concussions and remain crippled for the rest of their lives as long as Taro Okada makes a lot of money from their pain and suffering, right, Mr. Fat Boy? We all want to fight corporate management, Telka. There are 345,426,571 Americans who have done the same thing that you did. That's why American people need to hear your side of the story in English, of course. Thelka, what happened to you also happened to me. Also, I was fired from work because I refused to be pushed around and disrespected. We both know how it feels to be escorted out of the building by security, and it does not feel good, does it? It took me 2 years to find another job, and it was a very poor, bottom of the barrel job at that. So I'm very sympathetic to your cause. And needless to say, you and I are no longer enemies. You may have been fired, but I think that the American people regard you as a legend and a hero. I will have to get one of your shirts when I have the money. I hope you sell them in America.
Thank you, Andrew Cesar.
Who's Telka?
Who's Mr. Fat Boy?
Listen, I'm having a hard time with. We are no longer enemies.
Tekla is a Joshi wrestler.
That's why
And
me and Dan don't know who she is.
You can you know this because Andrew Cesar is messaging her.
Hearing
he-
hearing you read that, it was the first time I thought, is my dyslexia affecting my hearing now? I could not understand. I zoned out about a quarter through.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Joshi wrestlers endure so much.
The most.
It's not fair to them. It's not fair at all.
I still don't get what the argument is. It's just that they take bumps.
Well, I was
I
trying
don't
to look.
know.
I don't know if she's been fired. It doesn't appear she has. I don't really understand what's happening.
Is this responding to something that happened in a match?
I mean, I would assume so. I don't know, I'm gonna reach out to Telka. I gotta send her 8 tweets in a row real fast. See, he pays for it, so he can just do one long one.
He just do one long one. I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna give my thoughts on it because I have no idea what the hell's going on, and I would need to do some real research here.
I don't know what's going on, but I support them with full heart.
Truly.
Uh-oh.
Eamon asked, if you had to recast Twin Peaks with wrestlers, who would you choose? I've never seen the show.
I watched season 1 this week with my girlfriend.
How was it?
It's good. I don't know who I would cast. Neck with Butcher is all of them.
That's tough to beat.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. I've only seen a pilot, I should say. Probably like 4 or 5 times, but
That's weird.
yeah, I never get too deep into it.
It's a good
For whatever
pilot.
reason, I get to
It is it's one of the greatest pilots of all time. Right
Just
up there with
behind Red-
Lost.
And Red Dwarf.
And the Shield.
And the Shield.
Everyone's talking about it. Is that what the next thing is? Saw's done. The Shield's up.
Let's go. I'm always
love
down
that.
to talk about the Shield. Let's talk about Forrest Whitaker and the Shield. Oh my
I
god.
I know a lot about Saw. I don't know what the Shield is.
Well, you have to catch up. It's like 7 seasons, man.
I was hoping to get the 7 to FNAF talk, and I would really shine.
No, we are all too old to know anything about FNAF. Anytime anyone any younger friend tries to explain FNAF to me, my brain just melts.
Look, I've got an 8-hour YouTube video that will blow your mind.
I've seen some, and it doesn't help. As for the question,
I gotta go
obviously
on.
you need the biggest star in wrestling, to make the show a real success. Because like Twin Peaks was great, but like it got canceled, so you need star power. So Jey Uso is Special Agent Dale Cooper.
That's funny. I just had the
Whenever
thought too. What if I cast it with Jey Uso and Seth Rollins and MJF and all these wrestlers I hate because now they're too busy to wrestle. They're shooting.
hear me out. Vince is Bob.
Yeah, Vince is Bob.
Does Vince
And
have
I
anything
think
going on right now?
it's impossible to say.
Okay.
Whenever Jey Uso takes out the recording device, it's just yeet. Doesn't say anything else into it. No, I don't know who else I would cast. Samoa Joe, Batista? He's a good actor, kind of.
Did you just say Jey Uso's
I don't
good
know if
actor? Is that what you just
I
said?
don't know if
No, I said Batista is a good
Oh,
actor,
okay.
kind of.
I don't know if Batista really fits any Twin Peaks role though.
Oh, Jimmy Havoc as Bob, as Bobby. I mean,
What?
I don't know.
Jimmy Havoc isn't hot enough to be Bobby.
I don't remember half the characters' names. Like my problem with the show was every white guy with brown hair looked the same to me. So my girlfriends have to pause it every 5 minutes and explain to me who each character was.
That's good though. Girls do love explaining Twin Peaks.
No, we then watched The Nice Guys, and I was explaining what was happening every 5 minutes. There was a good trade-off.
Yeah. One for you, one for her.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next cue here. I'm not gonna do it actually. We're not gonna do book cards.
I know. I asked that before, knowing I would be on the episode. I regret asking.
You're like, wow,
Yeah.
that is long. That is long. You know what? Maybe I'll give you some perspective, and all of our listeners some gosh darn perspective on the questions you're asking. Man, that's a big top. Put it down on the board there, Dan, though, for a future episode. Thank you. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Scrolling. Ducky asks, ducks or geese?
Geese.
Oh, it's
No.
ducks. Easy.
Ducks.
Oh. 2 geese, 2 ducks. You heard it here first?
Gotta be geese.
Yeah, gotta be geese.
Geese
No,
are meaner and they taste worse.
Exactly. Also, hard to do an impression of them. Ducks, a child can impersonate a duck.
I did not know it was a crime to be confident, but good to know.
Oh, sorry. Do we have someone in the server called Geesey? Didn't think so.
We should start getting that.
Geesey.
Get that going. Justice asks, who's a wrestler that will never be in a Royal Rumble match but could have a really cool run? For example, Necro Butcher as a big monster heel, or or Iron Man. I was reading that as
Or put
Iron
Iron
Man.
Man in there.
Tony Stark's as
Giant Baba.
Giant Papa.
How would you get him over? How would you get him over the ropes?
It's impossible. It's
Yeah,
never been done.
I was gonna say someone like Giant Baba too. I was gonna like, who is the biggest guy that was never in WWE?
I have sick brain, so I can't really explain where my head goes. But for some reason, I instantly went Monty Brown. I want him pouncing everybody.
That would be great.
I have decided my answer is Don Fry.
Oh shit!
I'm actually not sure if that counts as a wrestler, but we're gonna go with it.
He's had wrestling matches.
Then perfect. There he goes. I think he could just be a sick
I mean,
ass kicker that comes in like the middle of the match to like reset the deck and then get thrown out before the top 4 or whatever.
I'm going to go full on, like full on non-wrestler, like Jackie Chan in a Royal Rumble, getting a big pop. He does his own stunts so he can take a bump. I mean, now he's old as shit, but
Oh, what if you could get like I show speed in the Rumble? What would that be like?
it would be the best part of the entire show.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that would be correct.
He did bump like a motherfucker. It was awesome.
All right, next question, folks. Not going to answer this. We're going to save that for Pat for next week from Tim.
Thank God, because I did not know what that was.
No one does. It's not.
Well,
real.
they're out of
Promotion
business now.
Yeah, they're done. Eamon, who has your favorite punches in wrestling? Favorite punches?
I mean,
feel like
while
my-
we're
Yeah,
we're
I said
talking
Lawler's
about
boring.
Yeah, and then
non-problematic wrestlers, it's Lawler. Is it just Lawler?
I have a boring answer, Funk.
That's what
Oh.
it's not. It's also not like the best punches. So like, if someone has like a goofy wind up or something that you're like, yeah, that tickles me.
JBL. I like JBL's punches.
Mention this not Hall of Fame worthy. Akita.
Yeah, no, that's a good shout.
But
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
but,
yeah.
like, he's just really
Sure.
punching people in the faces. So like, I don't know if
True.
that counts.
It does. They're my favorite punches. now that
You
say it.
who has a good punch? The Big Show. He knocks
I was
people
about to say
out
that was
with the
supposed to
punch.
be my second pick. It's Big
That's
Show.
funny.
The best punch.
Sam's favorite wrestler, Bret Hart.
Oh my god. Some of my least favorite punches in wrestling, actually.
Your least favorite punches in wrestling?
Bret Hart's, yeah. I think they're some of the worst. The way his whole body moves, ew. Gives me the ick.
Big AJ.
Big AJ. Great shout. Great shout.
Bring the boom. That's what we do.
Oh man. Too bad that AEW locked them up because they would what a great run in the Royal Rumble he could have had.
Oh my god, I'm really not thinking straight. I was thinking you guys were talking about AJ Francis until you started singing.
To be
And I was
honest, I
like-
also thought that.
And I was
So
like,
I just
what's
went with
going
it.
on? I've watched more AJ Francis than people on this call, and they're wrong.
I thought it was a bit either way. So
Oh.
there we go.
That is not a bit. Those are some good punches.
He's got decent punches.
Last question. We do have to keep it short though. Thoughts on what the Doncic trade means for the future of the NBA?
The Mavs are going to Vegas.
Going to Vegas.
I mean, they're already like the 5th biggest market.
Gotta get some gambling. going.
Their owners want gambling money, and it might not happen in Texas. So if it doesn't, you can kind of see. I've been pilled on this conspiracy. You can kind of see. Oh, yeah, we're raising season ticket prices, but also we just traded our superstar for in a deal where we did not do our due diligence and pissed everyone off in the process.
Did you see the interview with the GM and they're sitting next to Jason Kidd? It's like, the future for me is not 10 years. The future for me is 4 years. Because in 10 years, me and Kidd might not be here. And Kidd has to like try and distance himself from the GM. It's just a shit show. And I hate the Lakers. I hate that things are going well for them.
Yeah, I mean, what do you even say? Like,
It's about time the Lakers got some stars.
yeah,
They're
it's
always
about
been
time the
asking every
Lakers
year.
caught a break.
Where the fuck?
Well,
are the
it's so
stars at?
annoying because every Laker fan on Twitter is always like, "What if we trade this guy and this guy for Luca? This guy and this guy for Giannis?" It's like you're an idiot. That's not how it works. And it's like, oh,
And
that
it
is exactly
literally
how it works.
worked.
Yeah.
A movie that I'm not a big fan of, but I think it like does give some insight to what's going on here. Have we all seen Late Night with the Devil?
Yes. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, it's fine. But this is the black magic that's been going around that the Lakers are at the epicenter of, to get everything they've ever wanted always.
I don't even,
They're just there's demons involved.
worst trade since like KG and Paul to the Nets. Probably. Well, this is worse. Actually, this is so much worse. This is the worst trade ever.
Yeah, it's a bad trade where like everyone's shitting on a trade where a team is getting Anthony Davis, who is still really, really good. Like, he's not in his prime, but he is still capable of playing some unreal basketball. But Luka Doncic is so good that everyone is treating Anthony Davis like they traded
He's a
Luka
bum.
away for KCP.
Well,
Might as well as.
It's the same story that everyone has where I was like, oh, Shams got hacked. Hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
it took so long for me to be like, this is real life.
I was asleep for when the news broke. So I was like, oh, this is real when I woke up.
Yeah, I was literally about to go to bed. And I was like, I'm going to check Twitter one more time. And the news was 2 minutes old.
That's like my exact same story. I ended up staying up awake for 2 more hours. I was mad.
Yeah. It was like my first reaction was just like, I need Shams to tweet a picture of him holding today's newspaper.
I guess my hot take is I think the Lakers actually will be worse now this season because of it. But I think long term they're gonna win a chip. And I'm gonna
because I mean now they have a 25-year-old superstar that they didn't have to give up. They gave up 1 first rounder for,
which is going to be nothing because it'll be prime Luka. So it's a 25th draft pick then.
Yeah, in 2029. Like
They
Fox got 3 first rounders.
Putting some money on it now, the Lakers will trade for Robert Williams at the deadline because they need a center, and I think they can get him.
I like that. I like that move for them. I like Robert
They should
Williams.
get Mitchell Robinson instead. So, food for thought.
Who would you want back in that trade? Like, who would you be
honestly-
excited to go from the Lakers to the Knicks?
LeBron.
None. Just give me some picks. Just give me some picks.
I really enjoy of that trade that happened tonight. Every trade that happens is like, oh, the Jazz just gets a little something. Like the Jazz got Schroeder and a second round pick in 2032.
The
Danny
Jazz
Ainge
are
is just like, something. Give me that. It's great.
Wow.
Like I love the footnote that like in that trade, it's actually a 3-team trade.
I love
where
that.
Where they just got two second round picks. We don't really know why.
The Jimmy Butler trade is a massive situation. It's 5 teams.
Well, I think it's only 4 teams now. I think one of them fell through. I think it's just the Warriors, Heat, Pistons, Jazz.
The Luka trade is so bad. No one cares about
Pistons
the Zach
were in on
LaVine.
that?
Yeah, the Pistons got, from what I can see, Lindy Waters, Josh Richardson, and a second round pick.
Sure.
No one even cares the Zach LaVine trade is also very stupid. That Chicago is doing something stupid because the dumbest trade of all time happened.
Well, it's funny to me to trade away Zach LaVine, but then tonight they re-signed Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, they extended Lonzo 2 years.
So
which I'm mad about because I wanted the Pistons to trade for Lonzo.
I wanted to see Lonzo go to the Pistons as well. Yeah.
So we
Fuck,
just
is this
whatever.
are we done with this episode?
Celtics gonna go back to back. That's all that matters.
gotta start doing
fuck
an NBA podcast. This is way better.
Celtics, what are we talking about? It's like, what are we doing here? First, you start off by saying, you know what, Saw 3D, it's good. Then we bring up Ball
No,
Doors.
I didn't. It's
now-
great, and it's the third
Oh.
best one.
Okay.
Oh, Pistons lost. It was the
Aw.
Cavs. It was the Cavs,
Yeah.
so I wasn't expecting a win. Cade had 38 though.
Cade
Cade's
looks
good.
great. I love Cade this season.
Syracuse lost to Duke, 83-54. That score, not good.
College basketball is the one American sport I'm yet to get into.
You
don't-
don't,
you
you
don't
don't
I don't
need
think it's
to.
worth it.
I don't recommend it. It's boring as shit.
I don't like college sports. It's too confusing. I don't understand how the leagues work. I don't get it.
You never will.
People around here love, because UK, they love college basketball. And every time I'm watching games, I'm like, you guys know the NBA exists.
I watch Notre Dame because they are Irish, and I am Irish. And then that was the end of the thought process, which is the same reason I support the Boston teams.
That and the racism.
Okay, Jesus Christ. All right, that's a wrap.
Okay, that's the end. Let's end that one.
That's a wrap. Got anything you want to plug?
Up to Boston.
Uh,
Whoa.
Follow me on
Wait till the very
Twitch
end of the episode.
and my website. Follow my Twitch and my blog. You can find them. It's not just search the Pollock. That's my
Do you wanna-
place.
Do you want to spell that for people?
No,
Okay, all right.
figure
I'll
it
put it
out.
in the show description, and hopefully that will help us
I
out
want,
here.
I want my viewers to work for it.
It's a name which has multiple spellings as well. So try and figure out the correct one.
Yeah, I found your
Alpha
Reddit
move.
profile, so I'm good. You're getting some downvotes here, man. Get together. Anyway, thanks y'all for listening. Go buy a mug. Go listen to QNTR, who just released an episode. Go to violentpeople.co. Read everything on the website. Every little bit helps. Give us a 5-star review. Go check out Pork Stuff. That's it. Thanks all.
Bye.
We did it.
Thank you for staying up until
About 3:30.
3:30.
Yeah.